Hey everyone, we're going to compare the following numbers. And these are what we have. We're going to see which ones are smaller or bigger, or if they equal, something like that. And before we start, let's note that if A and B are positive integers, and when we do our comparison, if A is less than B, and that's going to happen if and only if the nth root of A is less than the nth root of B. So basically what we want to do is go ahead and try to make our n's the same. So if our n's are the same, then it's going to be easier to compare. So let's take this first one. If we have a square root of 2 and then cube root of 3 all squared, this I can pull this 2 inside here and write this as the square root of the cube root. And if I pull the 2 in here, I have to make this 2 cubed, because when you do cube root of 2 cubed, you get back to 2. All right, and then we still have times 3, and this is going to be squared. So this is going to end up being the square root of the cube root of 24 squared. And if you multiply these two, you're going to get this equals, now this is the square root, so this is 2. So this is going to equal, if you multiply these two, this is the 6th root of 24 squared. All right, and if we write this in the rational form, this is going to be 24 to the power of 2 divided by 6, which equals 24 to the power of 1/3, which equals cube root of 24. All right, now for the next one, let's do the same thing. Hopefully this will be a little easier. We have the cube root of 3 square root of 2 squared. Now, I can write this as cube root of the square root. Now what I'm going to do is bring this 3 in here. So that would be 3 squared is 9. So 3 squared times 2. So that's going to end up being 18. And this is all squared. So let's put square here. And then that's going to give me the square root of cube root of 18 squared. Because I can switch these out. I can interchange these. This is square root, and now it's square root. I can change those. All right, so when you multiply these two, this is going to give you the 6th root of 18 squared, which is going to give you 18 to the power of 2/6 in the rational form, which is 18 to the power of 1/3, which is going to be the cube root of 18. Now, before we move on, because I'm running out of room here, what I talked about right up here, this means this number here is smaller than this number. So that means this middle term, this one is going to be smaller than this one. All right, now let's do this one. So for that one, we're going to get cube root of 2 square root of 3 squared. All right, if I pull this in here, I can make that 4. So I can write this as the cube root of the square root of 2 squared, which is 4 times 3 squared. That gives me the cube root of square root of 12 squared. Now, this is square root, so you multiply these two. That gives you the 6th root of 12 squared, which equals 12 to the power of 2/6, which equals 12 to the power of 1/3, which equals cube root of 12. So notice, and I know we're on a different slide, but what we have is cube root of 12 is smaller than the cube root of 18, which is smaller than the cube root of 24. So matching all this up to what we had here, that means we're going to have the cube root of 2 square root of 3 squared, this one, is smaller than this one here. So that one's going to be, which is this one, cube root of 3 square root of 2 squared, which is smaller than our first one, which was the square root of 2 cubed, cube root of 3 squared. And this will be your final answer. That's your comparison. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.